So, to counterbalance all the like engineering, manly, grey bridges and lift things, we're now going to go and do something which I want to do. We're going to go and do something very girly. We're going for a walk in the woods to go and see the bluebells. How excited about this are you?
Very.
I'm pleased to see he's so excited. He has the big camera out, ready to take lots of pictures for me. The Hallebos is a forest in Belgium covering an area of 1,360 acres and is just an hour's drive south of Brussels. During World War I, the original Hallebos was destroyed by the occupying forces, although some of the ancient oak and beech trees survived the devastation and can still be seen today. After the war, between the 1930s and 50s, there was a major replanting effort to reintroduce the native trees. The bluebells, however, are all natural and have been growing wild here for centuries. For a few weeks each spring, the Hallebos attracts many visitors, all coming to see the explosion of blue. Luckily, we were here midweek, so it wasn't too busy, and best of all, it's free. What I didn't realise, and it now makes sense because the smell in these woods is divine, is bluebells are part of the hyacinth family. And it smells just like hyacinth that you'd have on your kitchen table at home, but much, much nicer. After a wonderful day walking through the bluebell forest, we headed north and found a park up in a small village called Saint-Amand. Passing what looked like a brewery, it would have been rude not to investigate, so the following morning we rode over to the Duvel brewery, another of Tom's favourite brews, and joined in one of their tours. The Duvel Mortgat brewery has been brewing since 1871 and has been in the same family for 4 generations. They now own a number of brands including Duvel, Liefmans and Chuff, to name a couple, and a dozen others. The brewery was huge. The hop store alone was bigger than many breweries that Tom dealt with previously, and the bottling room was enormous.
So they're the dirty bottles going in to have the labels washed off and be sterilised, ready for filling.
After World War I, they wanted to brew a celebratory beer called Victory Ale in a stronger British IPA style, but at the time beers in Belgium were all around the 4% mark. So the brewers went on a quest over to England in search of a new yeast that could ferment to the strength they wanted. Sadly, however, none of the English brewers were willing to share the yeast with them. Their journey eventually led them to Scotland, where a whisky distillery were happy to share their yeast. To showcase their new Victory beer, the brewery invited the town's dignitaries, tradesmen and shopkeepers to try the new beer. The beer was definitely stronger than everyone was used to, and apparently a good time was had by all. Folklore has it that the local baker, in a drunken stupor, said that this was a devil of a beer, and from then onwards the name changed to Duvel, the Flemish for devil. The company is so influential, their fleet of cars have personalised number plates, all starting DUV. This one is the head brewer's car. After the tour and the obligatory beer in the tap room, which was closing for a private function, so we found ourselves with new friends across the road in a local bar. We've done far too many brewery tours over the years, but this one was definitely worth the money.
35 Celsius and you will not be happy.
Yeah, no, I will melt in that time. I want to see New England in the fall. I think that would be beautiful.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Can't take it anywhere.
So we left Belgium this morning. We popped into the Duvel brewery to buy me a hat and a couple of bottles of beer. We're in Holland now. We are going to be chasing the weather for the next week or 3. It's going to rain south, so we're heading north. We want to see the tulips while the sun's still out. We've come to a place called Moses Bridge.
The Moses Bridge. It's in a fort. That's all I know.
Oh.
I haven't had a chance to read any of the signs yet because Tom was in a hurry.
This trip is like most others. It's just going to be see where
Work
we
it out
end
when
up.
we get there.
So it's a big triangle, a big star-shaped fort, and there is this great big lookout post over there. Other than that, got no idea. It looks like there's a coffee shop. We haven't had a cup of coffee yet. We haven't been to any coffee shops since we've been here for the whole week.
Not one. He
So-
won't take me. He's so mean. He won't let me go.
Yeah, but I did take her to the Duvel brewery, as you've just seen.
Oh yeah. Tom just realised why it's called the Moses Bridge. If you look, it parts the water. Not so much goes over it as goes through it. And as somebody who's terrified of water, I'm not looking forward to this.
Now that's a lookout tower.
I have no idea how many flights of stairs this is. We might not be able to tell you when we get to the top because I'm not sure we're going to be able to breathe. It's quite tall.
I'll breathe heavy anyway, so let's go.
So the fort has got 4 points. They look like kind of star points sticking out, and we're stood on one right now. And apparently the 4 points are designed like that because the land is so flat, they can see for miles around. And those 4 points, one cannon on each corner, will protect the whole fort. The other bit I was reading is because it is so flat here, they can control the land, or they could control the land back in the 15th century, 16th century?
16th, 1500s, something.
Yeah. So they used to flood the land in the time of war, but they would flood it to about 1/2 metre deep, which is too deep for foot soldiers to be able to get through sensibly, but also not deep enough for boats to get through. So that was one of their other protections.
And it's called the Southern Waterway.
Is it? I didn't read that bit. There you go. So we made it up the stairs. There are
109.
130.
139.
139. We'll go for a compromise. We can't remember if we recorded anything up there because we got so excited about trying to find the geocache with millions of muggles. We did find it, and then we were so happy we came running down the stairs and forgot to record anything up there, and I'm not walking back up.
The view from there is about 13 or 14 kilometres the whole way round, which I guess being the Netherlands, the lowlands, you can see for miles, and this is why they used to flood it.
Because it was easy to do.
Cool.
Anyway,
Now
it was lovely, and there's a geocache up there, so now it's lunchtime. So after you had to see the Moses Bridge, I've just made Tom drive 50 miles down the end of this bit of land to go and see these funny poles sticking out the end of the pier. Any guesses what they are for and what they are supposed to do?
I still don't know.
It's a wind chime. I think Tom's a little bit underwhelmed, but this is the Vlizigen, I pronounced that wrong, I know, wind chime art installation. So you pleased you drove 50 miles in the wrong direction to come and see this?
What do you think?
It wasn't an unpleasant drive, and we're not a million miles away from the bridge that I want to cross next. So it wasn't the biggest waste of time. It is quite interesting.
It's very interesting. More interesting than Belgium.
Oh, leave Belgium alone. I know it doesn't make the most exciting looking footage, but we are about to cross the bridge that I forgot. Zeeland Bridge. Nearly forgot the name. And it used to be, when it was first opened in 1965, it was the longest bridge in Europe. It isn't anymore. I don't know which one is, but this is 5 kilometres and 22 metres, I think it is. And all that's either side of you is the sea.
Take 3. Where are we now?
I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's spelled Spijkenisse, just south of Rotterdam. And just because Tom keeps getting it wrong, this bridge is the tallest vertical lifting bridge in Europe.
The bell's just been going crazy. A boat's gone through, but as you can see, coming up is a huge container ship. We'll count the number of containers in it. That'll lift up. This rises 14 meters, and we are parked. Can't see, just the other side of those trees for the night. And there she goes, actually moving a lot quicker than I'd expect from a bridge. And the boat is still quite a long way away. So we had a count of that big ship as it went past. We'll have another look later, but at the moment Claire thinks
there's 115, give or take 10.
115 give or take 10. There were some full-size ones, there's a whole load of half-size. We think they were probably 5 deep at some places. It's a lot of lorries taken off the road here.
I reckon there was 90 full-size and 125 half-size.
And they go past us about every 10 minutes, that size.
Yeah, give or take.
And then there's lots of little ones like you saw go past as well. They go past almost constantly. It's a full bloody working motorway here.
Yeah, it's cool.
Anyway, we're going to go back now, have a wee beverage and some dinner because it's cold.
It is freezing. Please, can somebody send spring this way? I'd like to see some spring, not winter anymore. Please, it's nearly May. Please.
We were on a 10-mile cycle and came across the Rosenburg wind wall. It was built in the 1980s to block the wind from entering the Calland Canal and ease the passage of large cargo ships through the narrow space. The wall blocks about 75% of the wind, is 1,600 metres long and is made up of 125 rectangular and cylindrical slabs, each 25 metres tall and 17 metres wide. The next morning we went exploring in Rotterdam.
Where are we?
No idea.
Where are we going?
No idea. Don't know. I don't know. Let's do it that way.
He's really helpful, isn't he? So we're at the metro station and we're waiting for a train to take us into Rotterdam for the day. It's beautiful and sunny and it's going to be a lovely day.
So somebody's just caused a little bit of drama.
No drama at all.
This old boy tried to jump through the gates with Tom when we came out the metro. I think he has just managed to get out. Tom was like, no, not having it, get back in. Anyway, we are here to see. So one of the things in Rotterdam is there's a lot of sculptures, and we've got off at this first station because we've come to see this fox. We are at the Forest Polder Fox. It is 10 metres high, 16 metres in length, 65 tonnes. It's got a steel frame and then sprayed in concrete and then sanded to get the texture of it. It was unveiled in July 2020. Not quite sure why it was commissioned, but it's about a fox because it's about nature and the city living in harmony, and obviously a fox is in pretty much every city everywhere. Nobody's quite sure what the carrier bag is about. Has he just been shopping? Has he stolen the bag, or is he picking up litter? Because at the same time plastic bags were banned here, so it's a bit of a homage to that. But it's all about how nature and the city live together, and the fox is the perfect animal that does that. It's huge. And it's also to symbolise the crossing because there's a school across the road.
And it's a lot more interesting than Belgium.
Now we feel like we're in Holland. These bikes. Loads and loads and loads of bikes. Pretty streets. Trams. And of course, canal with a windmill at the end. Don't think you can get any more iconic than that, can you?
Oh, that's a new to me. I've never seen a lock gate like this. Goes down quite a long way as well. they also do big, shiny buildings. Really cool actually seeing the whole cityscape from here. Oh, there's people at the top as well.
Can you see the windows inside it?
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
So, we've come to see some kinetic lampposts. These are the kinetic lampposts. There's one there, we're sat underneath. There's one there. And there's two more behind me. They're not doing anything. Don't quite understand the kinetic bit. How impressed are you by the kinetic lampposts?
A non-kinetic lamppost doing nothing to me makes it a lamppost.
I thought they were going to move. There's 4 of them in the same place. They're not moving. So, on to the next thing.
I think Belgium may still be more boring than a lamppost that doesn't move.
I'm sorry, Belgium. I really am. I can't get my head around it.
So these are Rotterdam's cube houses. They are cubes on top of a bridge with trains going underneath and people and noise. And that, right in the corner, to me, looks like a kitchen. Very odd windows everywhere. Kind of can't work out how it works.
So some things look as though, in the windows, some things look as though there's like pictures in the window that are lying on the window. But obviously the kitchen isn't. But some of those windows open, and that would really worry me about something falling out.
Odd. Rotterdam is a very odd place.
Isn't
It's
it?
interesting.
It's sculptural. There's
It's
a lot
really
of
interesting.
There's a lot of sculptural stuff here. A lot of bizarre architecture.
Unlike Belgium. So we've come to the museum that's rented one of these houses, and this is the stairway up to it. Big circular staircase. They are for sale at about 400,000 euros each. But they are in prime position next to the tram
This
line.
one's tiny though. This one is very small. The
Is
others,
it?
Yeah, the others have got rooms going up to them. This is a pillar on its own.
Oh, okay.
It's separate from the rest of them.
Thank you.
Alright, you?
But they're next to the rail station, the tram station, the market, and a walk into town. So, up the stairs, into the first room. Oh, don't go over. Obviously been painted nicely. View.
Bizarre.
Yeah, bizarre. Very, very bizarre. So here's one of the kitchens, tucked into a corner. That's a good use of space.
It's better
Sink
than
and-
this, isn't it? I
and-
like this, so you
You can move them.
so you've got even more.
Cooker hood. It's a great view out. Very, very, very odd. To be honest, there's a bigger kitchen than we had at home. More workspace, no cupboards.
A lot more. These are clever. Just a shelf with a back there. So they push against that and don't.
Yeah, and that's all the glass.
Very, very simple physics. But yeah.
So we've gone up to the middle floor, which has bathroom,
Things that we've used to do recently.
bathroom with a shower, I presume. Shower. It's very dark, but there's a shower here, toilet. Big bedroom, looks like somebody slept in there. There's no cupboards anywhere, there's no wardrobes, apart from this little one. It's all very odd shaped.
You could fit a wardrobe.
You could fit a wardrobe. There's your view out. Straight down. Tiny little windows. Ah, I love the shutters. Hang on a second. There's your curtains. Hooked up.
Heating.
Ka-ding. Could be heating. Yeah, let's go through the keyhole to the next story. I'm coming up to the very top of the house, to the apex of the cube, which would be a nice sunroom. So basically, it's a very big one-bedroom flat with a kitchen diner downstairs, and up here would be your, well, your view room, your sunroom. You can see the market down there. You can see into town.
So there's no blinds that side, but blinds this side.
Depending on where you're overlooked.
Obviously, some of the windows open.
You would put cupboards all the way round to square it off a bit, possibly. Yeah, it's nice. Not for me, £400,000 worth.
Not £400,000 worth. Funky city living though. Very funky city living.
So how about this for a food court? Reminds us a little bit like the hotel in Singapore by the gardens. Big open, windows everywhere up about, and plenty of food stalls. Looks quite cool.
Marina Bay Sands. The Marina Bay Sands Hotel. That's what it reminds us of.
If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Join us next time as we go to see some flood defences, buy a big lump of cheese and thwart a break-in.
Bastards. Still, they didn't get in.